Welcome, YouTube world. Welcome to our community meeting this evening. This is episode 8 in our series of recording our conversations concerning the development of CSAs, consumer-supported agriculture, the maintenance of that facility, all the plans and things that we put together and are increasingly becoming alert to as spring approaches. We start our evening with brags and accomplishments for the week. And I'm going to let Liz be the first to share on how wonderful life has been this week.
Woo! Okay, so let's see. Life has been wonderful this week. I did some work and got pretty lucky getting a job that nobody ever gets hired to do, which is to stand in line for somebody else for concert tickets or concert seats. It was pretty rad other than the freezing cold temperatures, but I survived. Woo! And she was very generous. So that was great. And let's see, I cooked a few things, some Indian food mainly. We got together for game night, which was beautiful. But I made this dish called khichdi, which is like an Ayurvedic sort of rice dish with some turmeric and ginger, and it was just really exactly what I needed because I needed some comforting sort of like healthful food. That's just so good. And I also made some butternut squash and sweet potato curry. Not the soup, just the actual like tomato gravy sort of curry. And it was so good. Let's see. I have successfully completed yoga daily with Mark and Maggie, including the morning that I was standing in line for these tickets. I got my yoga mat out in front of these all these high school girls and was doing yoga. They were waiting in line for this boy band artist named Louis Tomlinson, which I'm sure none of you guys have heard of because I had never heard of him. Just a very specific niche of girls that is in love with that guy, apparently. Nothing wrong with that. I had my boy band phase too. So that's been me. That's been my week and my brags and accomplishments. I'm gonna pass it down to Jess.
I got 95 on my exam. So
Woo!
good. And then yesterday I got to see one of my partners and we went up to Maggie's and looked at her goats, who are super cute. And then we went over to AUG and got some really nice boards. We're going to make some beehives. And Maggie, if you want one of those hives, we'll make you one out of that lumber.
Yeah.
How cool
I
is
would love
that?
Thank you.
I wanted to check with you if you want to run that model, because if you do, I will totally make you one. And when I say I'll make you one, I mean Warren will do it. But
The horizontal one, yes,
yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes. I'm super stoked. More
And
critters.
then I took on a foster project with a psychotic Chihuahua who doesn't want to be touched. And I'll show you. I'm going to touch his butt and you can hear him. He has some issues that we're working on.
Wow, that poor thing.
It sucks because I can't, like, I'm so used to doing like touch for reassurance and I cannot do that with him. So we're just doing a lot of like voice commands and like positive, like asking him to do stuff so that he can feel like he's successful at things and I'm not going to be mean to him.
Oh.
Can you show us a picture of him?
Yeah.
He kind of looks like a demonic baked potato. I do not have a
Bundle of joy.
Demonic potato.
So that's been interesting because he really wants attention and connection, and he'll like climb into my lap and then he will yell at me for touching him. So
Poor baby.
Yeah, it's a project. He was scheduled for euthanasia because he bitten so many people.
Oh,
And I was like, yeah, let me have him for a couple months. We'll see. We may still go that route if I can't find a way to make him safe as a citizen in the world. Because I can't imagine anybody's going to live with a dog like this. But I'm going to give him a shot. We'll see.
Thank you, Jazz. It's
it's
beautiful.
amazing. Yeah.
And that's about it. I'm starting another shirt. I love making stuff, and schoolwork is really cutting into my maker time because I have to do homework and stuff. So I'm using the Zoom call as my like bonus maker time.
Yes.
And that's about it. And I will pass it to Maggie.
Thank you. Oh, man. Accomplishments and facts. I led a successful training meeting yesterday to about 20 people to teach them how to do Zoom room management for a conference that's coming up in May. And so it was a whole lot of fun. I hadn't taught that particular group before, and I hadn't taught that particular thing before. And well, I'd taught a variation of that thing before, but not that very specific, you know. It was just fun. It was just a whole lot of fun. I hadn't trained in a while. What else? Oh, well, I don't know if this is an accomplishment or a brag, but the rental assistance money came in. And so we were able to get all the mortgages paid before before any one of them went 30 days past due. So yay, no credit report hit on it. And cash flow, this is just like the season of cash flow plus like the world. So having rental properties and having people, you know, other people in them who are just as dependent upon the economy as we are to survive, right? So everybody's kind of struggling. So we'll see where that goes. That was an experience. I want to brag on Mark for being persistent and doing the paperwork for that. That was a lot on him.
Yay.
I successfully had at least 3, if almost, more than 3 days completely off of screen, except for our morning yoga last week. So that's like my goal is 4 days a week minimum. So I'm still working towards that. Sometimes stuff kind of sneaks in on those other days that just can't quite not happen, but we're getting there. It's really, really getting there. And I've successfully completed all the things on my task list today, which hardly ever happens. I've been saving up all my computery tasks and getting stuff scheduled and communicated that I will be doing computery tasks during this time window. And I'll be getting, and then once I've, if it isn't finished by the time the window closes, well, I'll be back in touch with you next week or whatever that is. So that's been really great to feel accomplished in my day and not totally like all of my time is spent on the computer. So that's really awesome. We're on what day? Yoga camp day 10 on Yoga with Adrienne. I don't know how many days we're actually into our 30-day challenge at this point. I know we're not exactly right on, but we're doing real good.
Today's date is.
It's the 28th, and then we started on the 14th, so we're 14 days in.
Right.
Woo. We're doing good.
Assalamu alaikum.
All right.
See you later, guys.
See ya. And what else? Yoga. Mom came up to visit. Lots of cool conversations. It's just getting really clear. Last week's conversation we had about, what do you want? What do you want? Like, we're having these conversations and it's kind of, we're kind of creating some stuff, but now it's like, okay, is this what we want to create? Right? Or do we want to create something else, having learned what we've learned? So that kind of had a whole bunch of conversations happen this week around, things that I've taken it on myself that are my responsibility to do at Mark's business. And then, nobody's asked me to do these things, but nobody's actually doing them. I'm the only one doing them. So it like ends up in this like circle of like resentment because I'm doing things that I don't want to be doing. And I'm making it his fault. But yet I'm just not, these are all responsibilities I've taken on myself. Right. So now let's just communicate that and also set Mark up to shine. Set him up to shine. So, in the years past, my involvement at Mark's business has looked a certain way, and now it's going to look a different way. And I want to be more of a, my community contribution is maybe not run, it's not, I don't know what it's going to be exactly at this point, but I want to be just a community, I don't want to be the manager, be the leader. I want to be a community member, and we're just a self-generating community, and we do things together, and there's no one leader or whatever. So I want to be like, demote myself. I don't know if demote's the right word. Maybe it's promote myself and get ego out of the way or something. But that's what's had a lot of conversations this week about. What am I a yes to? What do I want to be doing with my time? And we got to go up to cousin Paula's house on Saturday, and she and I went on a lovely, lovely hike through the woods, and I got to pick out the future site of the what'll be the temporary shelter to live in while getting here comes Critter, while getting structures in place for the critters and other things and stuff built. There's some which is a whole lot of fun to just walk around and dream. And the creek was so low, we got to walk the creek bed like for pretty far and just see the place from a whole different perspective. And this is Critter.
Hi, Critter.
So that's all I'd like to share for accomplishments and brags. Thank you for listening. And Paula, would you like to share? There should be, if you tap your screen, Paula. If you tap your screen, Paula, some buttons, some icons should appear at the bottom of the screen. And one of those should look like a microphone. And I believe it will be the one to the left bottommost side of the screen. If you just tap that icon, it should unmute you.
You can do it.
And I can try, since I'm the host, I'm going to send you a prompt that should show up in the middle of your screen. I'm going to ask to unmute you. So I'm going to send that prompt now. And you should be able to just tap that. Paul and I did go over the technology more when we were up there, but we didn't go into Zoom. We did Discord. We didn't go into Zoom. So I didn't get a chance to show her stuff. So, okay. Paula, please don't get discouraged. Please stick around. Please keep working on it. We would love to hear what you've got to share. Michael, what do you got to share? Accomplishments and brags.
Share some of that ice cream.
Oh, shit, ice cream.
I made a salad.
It was a salad. Okay, it looked like ice cream.
I've been quite busy this week. I've been doing a lot of late night scavenger hunts, and I've been running around all across the city and also a little bit into Kansas looking for resources also. I have another set of pallets coming in sometime this week, about 10 of them. Let's see. I got offered a job at a dispensary for $12 an hour.
Hmm.
Schedule would be 6 p.m. to 3 a.m., which I'm not. No.
For $12 an hour.
For $12 an hour. So maybe not on that. No, probably gonna pass on it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I met my neighbor. I was getting my exercise in, doing my runs. And then I actually met my next door neighbor. Her name is Sue. Wonderful lady. I actually explained to her about Antioch Urban Growers and what we're about. She herself actually has a sustainable farm, like as in she built her whole farm of 10 acres with her bare hands. I told her about Antioch Urban Growers, and she's like, I'm looking for locally owned, locally grown food, and I'm also really interested in building projects. And I looked at her and said, Miss Sue, do I have some folks I'd like to introduce to you? And so I'm going to be creating a conversation with her sometime this week. She said I could actually show her some of my notes for some of the projects I have and some of the plans that I've currently been given from Liz. And she might be able to offer some assistance where we might need some. She also has a shit ton, pun intended, a shit ton of horse manure that she's actually going to be filling into a landfill, that if we need some big piles of shit, that is certainly a conversation I can actually have with her. And feel free to stop me at any point in time because this will go on. I've been very, very busy.
Yes, please. I'll take some shit.
Fantastic. I'll have a conversation with Miss Sue.
What does she feed her horses, and how is it treated before they in field?
Good question.
She just feeds them hay, just natural hay, and also just the leaves that fall from the trees. Two of her she's also offered to allow me to ride the horses as well at some point in time. So actually looking forward to that. A couple of the horses have some dietary issues that are currently going on with them, so I'm not quite sure. I can conversation with her and discuss what variables we're currently working with. I will create a conversation with her and see if I can get some of that shit from her if she's not doing anything. She's got 10 acres of land. Holy shit. And I walked around the whole damn thing with her. This place is massive.
Awesome, Michael.
And with that, yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Thank you so much for sharing.
Not a problem.
I saw Paula briefly come off mute. Paula, you want to try again? You had it, Paula. You had it. Tap your screen and then tap the lower left-hand corner in the icon on like a microphone.
I'm gonna share. I haven't got to share.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
While we're waiting for you, Paula, anytime you plug in there, my accomplishments and brags for the week are, well, I got to go, I had my whole family at the place where they have race cars, motorized race cars, an indoor track called Grand Prix Extreme or something. And I had all of my kids and my grandkids and even my ex-wife and her husband. And it was like a big, except the only person who was missing was Maggie because she had landmark stuff that day or some phone calls, but she would have been wonderful to be there as well. And we just had a lot of fun, and it was just a lot of fun to see your, the work of the product of your years of, raising kids and watching them make kids. And then those kids they could be having kids anytime. They're like My oldest is 18, oldest grandson.
Mhm.
He can start making babies. And so that was really cool. And I beat them all. I was the fastest car driver. So none of them held a candle to grandpa. That was fun. And then I'm really excited about the conversations that we're involved in right now with people like Stan Slaughter and Hillary Noonan and Marty Kraft and Dan Krul and
all those folks too.
and these are all people that are really, I mean, they're dreaming big. And Kathy Adams, she's right there. She's a legend, she's a legend actually. And I got the privilege of just hanging around these legends, people who are really educated, paid to do what they're doing for the most part. Or they're at least recognized for their contribution to what we're up to. So getting together all of these people and having the privilege of chatting with them and forming closer and more intimate relationships like I'm having with you all, it just really brings together.
Paula came off mute.
Oh.
Oh, Paula's back on mute. You almost had it, Paula. Okay, continue.
And really just like learning with everyone from getting Paula when she breaks free from this disability of being able to handle technology. Okay, you're going to meet this vibrant person, and most of y'all know her. Jess, I don't think you've met her, but it's bringing all together these communities and these relationships. There's the icons, the famous people, but actually every one of you are contributing to a future. I mean, consider yourself like Adam and Eve's, the future is yours to create. There's really no past unless we let it drag us down. There's just this incredible future to take what we've salvaged from a past, if we like to, and plow into this place where we are creating the future. And we've got it moving. It's called a movement. It's called a need being met by people on this phone call and people on these conversations that we're involved in. We're meeting this need. And these people know with some sense of scientific data that it's now or never, really, for the world as we know it. Let's put it that way. There's always going to be humans running around, but the world as we know it is changing, and we are in the driver's seat, as far as I'm concerned, of a possibility that is our creation. And the people that we're working with have the ability to at least do it locally, and developing that local community and making it so beautiful that people want to imitate what we're doing, rather than be fearful of another failure or another disappointment or it was a good idea, but not enough action or whatever, that we really just live into it. Trusting, loving, communicating. That's one of the brags I have for this week too, is I've been in a place where I've seen communication do incredible things, set up magic for people. And that magic is addictive, it's contagious, and it's what we have to offer is this incredible thing called a future. And you're all writing it as we speak. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Oh, and a bunch of seeds are growing out of my, we've got like hundreds for sure of peppers,
Yay.
at least hundreds of tomatoes starting to grow, tomato plants. I got a whole bunch of cannabis seeds. Most of my cannabis seeds are going to make it. So if y'all want to raise a plant, I'll have an extra plant or two to share. And All of our grafts, well, not grafts, but all of our rooting of our blackberry bushes and our goji berries and our elderberries are starting to green and to produce buds. So I'm sure they're starting to root. So we're getting ready for a pretty cool spring season, and we're gonna have a lot of stuff that's beautiful by pretty quick here.
Awesome.
I think that's it.
Okay, I think
Oh.
Kathy's the last one.
Yeah,
Paula,
Kathy,
and Paula, if she can get off mute.
Yeah.
Kathy, get off of mute and tell us what your brags and accomplishments for the week have been.
Am I off mute?
Yep,
Yes.
Am I off mute?
yep.
Okay. Brags and accomplishments. Survived. Worked on lots of people. Haven't tackled a lot of things other than some personal stuff. Got some personal stuff, working on some personal transformation as well. I think when you do examinations and you look at your personal stuff, that takes a lot of brain energy. And so I'm really happy with what I've gotten done. I'm happy with where the taxes are and the bookkeeping is all caught up. So those were major accomplishments. Some of that was last week. Some of that continued this week. More ideas about the community garden type thing in our neighborhood. So doing a lot of sharing with that and building with that too. And knowing that we all have to pull together to pull our team together. I see it coming. Mark, that just sounded incredible because, you know, year after year, we've started way too late. And this time it sounds like we're on it. And I'm so excited that we got the plants coming and do we have enough extra to sell at auction, or do we want to do that? That would be a good question.
We could sell them online to people who want to grow them out, come and pick them up or whatever. We have a store, we can do that. I don't, and we can have them in 4-inch pots. Most people only need that many that we deal with locally. They need 1 or 10 of a certain variety. So I got a lot more tomatoes started right up a second generation, but the ones I'm growing right now are really for our own gardens and starting to replace any that we don't bring through the early plantings. But still, there should be a lot left that we can grow right along in the greenhouse in 1-gallon pots.
Awesome. I'm just super excited. Sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. So I think that's it for me for this week. I'll probably think of more stuff later. I always do.
Thank you.
Hey, we're moving upstairs real quick. Go ahead and keep going.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, don't keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw Paula unmute herself again. Paula, are you there? I didn't want to make y'all dizzy while I was moving around.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Okay, well, that's everything for accomplishments and brags. the conversation we finished off in last week kind of left a big opening for what we want to do create this week. And so I didn't really have anything like committee updates or anything like that to do, really, although we can do those. But really, the kind of theme of the conversation tonight is, what do you want? What did your musings on what do you want from the last week reveal?
I'll go.
Please.
I want to teach. I want to teach, and I want to grow. And I still think the CSA format's a good format. A teaching CSA, not a regular CSA. Anyway, that's my 2 cents for right now.
Good. Who else? What do you want?
I want to live someplace where I can have a garden and chickens and bees that live with me. Because the trailer park is hell.
Thank you. Who else? What do you want?
I think I kind of answered last week. But yeah, I did want to have some sort of building series workshop, and then obviously continue cooking for Locavore and funding that through the community, whether it's just off of my farm or from all of our farms combined, a little bit from each or whatever. But yeah, connecting local food to the community pretty much, by cooking it myself. That's what I want.
Awesome. Good. Paula, you're off of mute. Speak.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hi.
So how are you doing?
Good. What accomplishments or brags would you like to share?
I got a lot of cleaning up done around here, and I'm so grateful it isn't extremely cold, and I'm just looking forward to growing food.
Yay.
Good. Good. And what is it
At
you
this
want?
point, I'm looking at fishing.
What was that about fishing, Paula?
Food.
Awesome.
What else do you want?
What else do I want? Peace.
Hmm. What does that look like?
Peace?
Yeah.
Oh, fellow man loving one another. What does peace mean to you?
Wow. Well, I think peace is a place that exists until the next confrontation, that you can take a step up into higher peace. It's a step towards
Absolutely.
maturity. You get this place at a plateau that's called peace, and then a breakdown gets in your face, and you step up a level to a new place of peace as you overcome the breakdown. Behind you now, you're in the world of breakthrough. There's where the peace is.
Amen. getting in there to see you this week. I need to get my fingers in the dirt.
Say it again, Paula. You broke up just a little bit.
I need to get my fingers in the dirt.
Fingers in the dirt.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And that's magic.
It is magic. It's a pretty nice day. You got your own stuff to take care of it. If you have extra time, you're always welcome down at the greenhouse. You know that till we get up
I know
there.
this. I can't wait.
Oh, okay. So, thank you all. Thank you, Paula, for
you.
sharing what you want and your accomplishments and brags. And we were talking, yes, Michael, what do you got to share about what do you want?
I want. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. I know exactly what it is, and yet I still don't have all the pieces yet until I say it. And because it's in relation to a lot.
Okay, I see your lips. Oh, there you go.
I know exactly what it is that I want, but I don't want to say it out loud. What I would like to do instead is show it.
All right. In what form would you like to show it?
Just by being.
Okay.
But I do know exactly what it is that I really, really want. All this time, it has become very apparent, and especially given what I've been hearing more and more. Oh yeah, I know for a fact it's exactly what I want. And with that, that's all I have. And I know that sounds very cryptic.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Michael.
Next question.
Well, so I guess the next question is, what are you doing about getting what you want? How are you being about what you want? About getting what you want?
Well, I just started today planning all the meals that I want to start cooking for this year. A lot of it based around the pagan holidays. So the Wheel of Life, I believe, I don't know. But anyway, and using that as inspiration to think of what I want to do, and then using that to think about what I want to grow. So there you go. That's what I'm doing. And I'm cooking and planning, and the next dinner is going to be so awesome. It's Ostara, so it was kind of like Eastery, talking about, wombs and new beginnings and new little sprouts coming up because spring, it's the first day of spring, it's the equinox, so it'll be a lot of fun. Y'all should plan on coming. March 19th.
That's a Friday?
I think it's a Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday, yeah.
What's going on in the-
Huh.
I think it's the Compost Fest. Compost Fest is March 19th.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know what
something
time, though.
on- Yeah,
What time is your thing, you thinking?
evening, so 6 to 10 or whatever, 6 to 9, 6 to 10.
That'd be much more doable.
Mhm.
Community
Woohoo.
cooking and cards at your house that night.
Yeah. Although it's just me cooking and you guys sit and enjoy it, and then we can have a discussion.
Anytime.
Woo!
Good. Who else? How are you being about getting what you want? What are you doing?
Is that a follow-up question to what I said, or is that for everyone?
Everyone.
For everyone.
I am trying to get out of the trailer park, but it's hard because rent is literally half my income. I'm not in the most lucrative field of work and probably never will be, and that's fine. Like, I don't need a lot of luxury goods, but just being able to like afford to have savings, that I could start putting something towards getting my own place would be amazing, and that's not really possible where I'm at now, and I don't really know how to get out of that. It's such a money-based system, and I'm working with a little, like, I pick up some pet sitting gigs and maybe I sell some crafts here and there, but it's hard to do that around also being in school full time, which is going to help because then I'll be able to have like a better income, but it's still never going to be like, vet techs don't make money. And being single doesn't help either. Like, everybody I know that's a vet tech that is managed to like pull themselves out does it by partnering with somebody. Like, there's no way to do it on one person's income that I can figure out. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Like, do I change careers? I've done this for 20 years. I love it. I'm really good at it. But I don't know. I'm kind of in a figuring things out year, I think. And I'm in school to get a degree at this, and then I can do kind of more exciting ER work and specialty stuff. But I'll never be rich, and that's fine. But I would like to just have a place that's mine where I can have, like, I don't have a workshop. Like, we were talking about painting the beehives, and I'm like, I don't even have anywhere to do things. Like, I live in, it's like an apartment, except I have a yard I'm responsible for that I can't use for anything. So I don't have a shop. I don't have a garage. I can't set stuff up to work on. I can't use my tools. And it's just really frustrating to kind of be in that situation. So I don't know. I'm saving a little here and there. I'm kind of building up an escape amount, but we'll see.
Thank you, Jess.
Any group or person would be blessed to have you as part of their community as far as their partner. So thank you for being you.
Thank you.
I know it's a bit of a drive, but we do have space to do painting beehives and, all of that kind of thing, and would be welcome to have you. And I'm sure Mark does there at the greenhouse too. So yeah, we're willing to share space.
Thank you.
Do you own your own trailer?
No, I rent.
Okay.
And it's just kind of like, I want to be able to do stuff when I want to do it, not when I have to schedule it around, 2 hours of travel time.
Sure.
And like I could paint them in Belton where they're being made, but it's like an hour to drive out there and then do it. And, like I want to be able to do things in my own space, in my own time, on my day off when I want to.
Sure.
And I guess I'm a little spoiled because I moved from a place where I could do that, up here, and then I was going to be interning at this farm and it didn't work out. And I was like, it'll be fine if I'm in the trailer because I'm going to be on 12 acres when I'm at work. But it didn't pan out, so I'm kind of stuck.
That hurts.
Yeah, it didn't really work out the way it was supposed to. And that's okay. Like, I love Lawrence. I'm glad I moved. I've met amazing people here. I've met you guys. But where I'm at right now is just not working for me. As far as like feeling like I can be myself. Like, I want chickens again. I want quail. I want to have little animals I can go out and feed and they're happy to see me and they lay eggs for me. And I can't do that here. It's a trailer park. And I want my bees. I want to be able to go out and see my girls every day. And they're an hour away. And it's just, I am so unfulfilled where I'm at. Sorry, I'm talking a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. This is how we find solution. We air all our problems so that we can put all our heads together and find solution. Who knows?
Is it possible? Oh, I'm sorry. Is it possible for you to finish your degree program anywhere other than where you're at right now? Can you do it
Yeah.
online?
Yeah, it's an online school. I do need to there are a couple of hands-on externships kind of paths that you have to do in a clinic setting. Which is great because I'm working at a clinic right now where I can do that. And one of the older technicians who has already agreed to be my mentor, because you have to have a supervising mentor to, sign off on your skill sheets. So I'm hoping to get that done in the next year. But after that, I'm not anchored to Lawrence by any means. I love it here, but it's crazy expensive to live. It just blows my mind. I'm paying $930 to rent a 2-bedroom trailer in a trailer park. Like, I was in Tulsa. When I moved from Tulsa, I was paying $700 for a 3-bedroom house on a double lot where I could have bees and chickens, and it was doable. And I could do that and still like save money,
Mm-hmm.
So it was just kind of I can't do any of the things that really matter to me now. I can't compost, like I cannot have a compost pile in the trailer park, and I have to throw organic matter away. They don't have a recycling bin here. I have to save my recycling up in mounds by the door and take it to my friend's house and put it in her recycling bin. Like, it's just so, it's so not me. So, working on an escape plan. And this degree will help with that because I'll be able to make probably 50% more than I currently am at an ER clinic. And I love ER work. So that'll help. But I gotta do it first.
Are you tied to Lawrence through the summer? I mean, do you have a lease there at the trailer park?
Yeah, it's a 1-year lease that I just signed last month.
Oh, okay.
Also, I have this full-time job. and I can probably get work anywhere. You know, vet techs are hiring, vet clinics are hiring, and I have the skills and the experience. So I'm not worried about finding work, but I do currently have the luxury of working 6 minutes from where I live with a crew who's really great. You know, I love all my coworkers. So it's not, that part's
Mhm.
not the worst. But yeah, my lease is always up in January, so I just signed another lease. So I got 1 more year here at least. And I do have like a big dog and multiple cats, so like rentaling is always iffy with landlords. Even though my dog is like the sweetest, least destructive person ever, they still hear like 80-pound dog and they assume the worst, which is fair because a lot of them are.
Okay.
So
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Anything else you wanted to share there, Jeff?
I'm
I'm good, but I think Kathy was trying to say something and cut out.
I was just saying, lots of us would give you opportunities to intern on our farms.
I would love that if I could get the housing sorted
So,
out.
Get the what?
yeah.
Get the housing sorted out.
Mhm.
Hmm. Well, we would love to have you. That's all I'm saying.
I think there's lots of
So-
opportunities that are possible with, for that.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I would be thrilled.
Couldn't agree more.
I just got to figure out how to pay rent and have a place to live that I can have my animals be safe.
Question. Do you have a particular place in mind that you're thinking about moving?
No, I mean, I don't care. Like, both of my partners are a lot closer to Kansas City. So that area would definitely would make my life easier. I would have lower commutes. It'd be really nice to be like 20 minutes from somebody I love instead of over an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Because that makes date nights like really have to plan it around like travel time.
Yeah. So a place that accommodates your animals, your personal life. Okay.
Yep. Big dog, several cats.
How much acre of land are you looking for housing? Or are you looking for, communal housing? Or are you looking for like just housing in general?
I don't know. I mean, it would depend on what the communal situation looked like because I'm pretty introverted.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes living with other people can be hard for me just because it's exhausting. And I find myself sequestering in my own space a lot, which doesn't always work. So I don't hate the idea, but like it's hard to find that in a way that gives me enough space to be sane and not turn into a giant raging bitch, which is not their fault. It's just my need for like solitude.
Understandable. Quite all right. No need to apologize for expressing your wants or your needs. That's perfectly okay. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing it with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. We all love community, but I have a feeling you're in the presence of some very strong, independent women that need their space every once in a while.
Right?
Where? Where are they at? I don't see any.
That's why we have the room required.
Have you banished to the doghouse?
The couch is way, way better than your kid's house.
You don't see me complaining. I back down.
Oh.
So how are you
Well,
being about
I guess
getting what you
I
want?
guess
Go ahead, Kathy.
I'm working on the curriculum. Also working with the neighbor to create the community the neighborhood into a community. There's things that we need in place, like the curriculums for interns and things like that. That's what I've been working on. As well as the bookkeeping, because I realize, you said something to me the other day, Maggie. You said, I want everything like out of your head and on paper, as far as what to plant when, what the cuttings go, how many flowers, what flowers go in, what cuttings go in here, and that requires getting it out of my head and putting it on paper. It requires looking at things through the eyes of not just putting that on paper, but putting the elements to teach everything on paper. Because there's lots of things that we need to teach. And so that requires PowerPoints and looking at those things to get everything ready. And that's kind of where I've been focusing on some of that work. And I've been starting to enlist others to help me and with that. Because I think when I write my test questions, they're pretty hard compared to most people's. So I've been talking to a couple of teachers, asking them to give me a just a background. How do I say that? To put their input in, so that I don't get carried away in Kathy land. When I taught my kids, I told them there wasn't anything but an A. If they got anything below an A, then they had to redo the work until it was A quality. And so that's, I homeschooled all my kids. So that's what I am basing all of that on. And I have taught in some school settings, but this is a little different. And so I felt like I needed to focus a little bit more on the curriculum. So that's what I've been doing.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Well done.
Jesse was here when the phone call started, and his fiance, Sarah, she's a nurse and has been for quite some time. And she nursed all through the pandemic, and she's just done. She said, I am done with that life. And she's got all kinds of understanding and all kinds of passion for making people feel better. But she cannot handle the mainstream medical thing anymore. And Jesse said tonight that he was going to try to get Sarah in a class with you to teach her a lot of the things that So right now I see 4 anxious women to just be part of something incredible like you're envisioning.
Yeah, I gave Jesse the prices and all of that, and he asked about her job shadowing. I can't let her do clients, but I can do a lot of other things, and I've just got to get back with him on that. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Very excited about that. And Sue is wanting me to come down to the hub and teach down there as well. So, and she's got a whole new course that she wants me to teach. So I've got to put all of that together and I'm working on that.
Awesome.
Something that might work into this is the 4-H. The interns we've been working with has caused us to be in connection with other interns who are working with the 4-H, Kathy, and they're wanting to do a whole bunch of work. And it's not going to be just at Antioch. If they, I mean, it could be at your place as well, anywhere where the 4-H could be involved. And I'm just, my brother Jeff just retired from UMKC or University of Missouri Extension and whatnot. And as soon as he gets his health better, which I should turn him on to you, 'cause he wants to work in the, and he feels passionate that God told him that he's supposed to be dealing with food security and food and community. So, you know, we might be able to arrange financing for all of this, you know, and not just the community that we're building, but actually plugging in a lot more opportunities for a bigger community of more sister farms and more educational outlets for all of this stuff that we're learning and needs to be introduced to so many people. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I think one of the biggest things that we lack here is the hands-on and the organization. So yeah, that's awesome.
Question is, what are you doing and how are you being and getting what you want?
Why don't you answer that question, Maggie?
So what I want is to be wild, free, and naked in the woods. And what I am, how I'm being about getting what I want is focused and participatory. Pulling in assistance from my community. Well, you know, not having to do it all myself. So what I'm doing about that is, you know, went up to Cousin Paula's farm and visited the future temple site. Paula and I created the house that I'm building up there. So we were talking about dying. Well, I was talking about dying and how I just wanted to walk off into the woods and die. That's how I want to die. And then, you know, during my lifetime, I should just go ahead and build myself a shrine. And I was like, well, shit, I'm getting ready to build myself my dream tiny house. So maybe it's you know, I'm building my shrine. I'm building my temple. And it will be the temple I walk off into the woods and die in. So that was a fun conversation to have with Paula. I was building a temple, building temple to one's to die in. So having all sorts of creative conversations, you could say, is something I'm doing. I'm going to have a conversation with Bill, the Wonder CPA. I'm going to have a conversation with him on Wednesday about picking his brain to see what's possible to have what I want, to get what I want with what I've got. Smartly, not having to pay a whole lot of taxes, and staying as off of the radar as possible. But also investing in my retirement. I really want to invest in my retirement. I don't believe that money will actually be a thing when I hit retirement, quote unquote, age. I just don't think it'll exist. And I want to invest the money that I've got now in what I think will make a difference in that future where money doesn't exist, and going ahead and getting me what I need, land and a house and all that stuff, in order to learn what I'm going to need to learn in order to live when there is no more money. So I kind of, that's my dream. That's what I want. And when I say focus, what's something I'm doing is I'm saying no to other things. I'm saying no to other things. I've had a lifetime habit of lots of things, honestly. I have this, I'm usually the last person picked on the team. So anytime I get invited to do anything, I'm a yes. Right? Even though it doesn't work in my life. Right? I've got so much other stuff going on. I just can't fit any other thing. And then I drop ball and I end up, not being able to play the game, the way I wanted to play the game, fun. So that's what it's really looked like, is saying no to things and completing on my word that was already in existence, not starting something new or quitting in the middle, but just going to go ahead and complete that and not take on anything else, or be intentional about what I'm taking on. So yeah, how I'm being is focused, and those are what I'm doing, and that's what I want. Wild, free, and naked in the woods. Thanks. So I'm just watching Michael tilt his head and being off mute, and I'm wondering when he's going to say something.
Oh, sorry.
Michael has cues for when he's about to say something. Tilting his head is one of his cues. Not like it's a problem. That's wrong. It's cute. It's awesome. So, okay. What did you want to say about what do you want and what are you doing and how are you being about it?
Well, I am becoming more confident in that what I've been wanted all along is now something that's worthy of being wanted. What I've been working on in the world of just what made me happy was having gardens and having lots of people around and entertaining people and feeling that my input was valuable in their life. And it seems like at Antioch, all the things that I've really wanted to see happen are happening. It's not necessarily looking like I thought it would look. It's looking much better than I dreamed it could. It's not just my physical family that I'm being able, my bloodline, so to speak, even though I had the best opportunity with my blood family this last weekend that I've had forever, for years and years, since I was changing their diapers, just relationships are tight and everything. So I feel very blessed. But those relationships are mingled with the relationships with people that are not my bloodline, but they're my choice of partners, my choice of friends, my choice of who I'm investing in and who I'm allowing to invest in me. And it's just really got pretty exciting to to see these relationships. And I think it was beginning of this year, maybe the beginning of last year, Maggie asked me how did I plan to accomplish a lot of the things that I thought could be done. And I said that with my relationships and my word in the matter, my word, that I felt like that would fuel the magic to get all this stuff accomplished that I saw possible, because I tried for a long time with money, and through money, it's that stuff to make it happen. And it would happen as long as the money was there, but then as soon as the money was gone, it stopped happening. So I knew it wasn't me that was the purpose creator or the visionary. It was just something that people would do for money. Now it seems like as money's losing its appeal because it's losing its value, the relationships are becoming closer, and they're choice relationships, and even my bloodline family are becoming more of a choice now. I choose to be around them because I love them, not just because of my kids or stuff. So, and it's so much love circling around my life that it's like, I'm going to continue loving people and continue to work on relationships, believing that the future will be created in that. My own future, which is probably a little shorter than most people's future on the pictures anyway. It looks like, me and Kathy and Paula, we're kind of close. We're up to the next level, and then everybody else is like a few years back. And I believe in my lifetime, which, 30 years, 35 years, 40 years, if I'm lucky, that I believe in my lifetime, I'm going to see what I consider a brilliant future lived out, just pan out before me. Brilliant future, just panning out before me. And it's going to be because I got word in the matter, and I'm forming relationships around how can I serve people to get where they want to be. The future is dictating itself. I'm just in the right place, and so are y'all. That's it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep building those relationships and loving people, and believe the magic will continue.
Thank you.
That's it.
Awesome. So, I believe everybody's shared on that. Paula, you can come off of mute and share. How are you being about getting what you want, having what you want? What are you doing? Paula, my dear, you're on mute. We can't hear you. All right. If I see her microphone flash unmuted, I'll stop. Okay, well, everybody has shared what they want and what they're doing to get it, and how they're being about it. We've been talking about what we might want to do as a community, if there is something that we would want. What is there as a community we would, if we want to do together, right? We're all kind of connected through various means, and most of it's through Antioch Urban Growers, but there's no, this is just community. It's not tied to a business. It's not tied to a location. It's not tied to anything. So it really is, what do with all of, we have so many similar wants. Is there a way to create partnerships and wants and empowering each other to get what, to have what we want? Like Lizzie, I see a way for you to partner with Kathy or whoever's going to grow food at AUG and for your, local dinners, Kathy, I see an opportunity for you to partner with apprentices and like Lizzie and Jesse's fiance, Sarah, and Jess
Brianna.
and Brianna, to partner with those folks and have creative ways to have that all work, right? How can we help each other, make each other shine, right? So what does anybody else here in opportunities to partner or for others to partner in what they're up to? I'm sure there's lots out there. I haven't even begun to cover them all.
Well, I don't know. I guess I see an opportunity for the locavore to turn the tables to the farms and make some income for the farms also that we host these dinners at, and make it sort of like a, special event thing where people pay a little bit extra so that we get a portion and then also the farm gets a portion. So it's helps out both.
Yeah, absolutely.
You may have already thought about this, but like the whole farm to table dinner thing, like what if you had the meal at a farm and then the farmer was available to be like, buy the squash you had in your curry tonight?
Oh, that would be awesome. I love that. Yes. And I'm calling them table to farm dinners.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you have it on the farm and you're like, you're eating this food and now you can like buy it from the farmer at the end of the dinner, like stop by the farm stand, take some home with you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Actually, buy the food before you eat. After you eat, you're not going to be as hungry.
Wisely put.
Yes. I want to see more events like the pizza ovens and the parties around that. Just getting together and talking as a community. So those are things I want to see.
Yeah, that November potluck was amazing. Like that kind of thing. And events are easier.
Well, like and building a cob pizza oven, and that we can have events around every week. I mean, that's one of the big things that Curtis did down by Springfield. That's one of the things he did to build his CSA. Is they serve pizza every week. They have built those cob pizza ovens, a couple of them. They have a band or rotating bands that come in, and they sit around and talk and do music, and it's just kind of awesome. And those are the people who they're selling their CSAs to. I want to get involved in some of that. And see Antioch involved in some of it. I mean, we already have the karaoke part. It's stuff to build on. And with the apprentices the same way. We've got lots of people that are sharing their ideas, they're learning. And you learn when you begin to teach. It's a way to kind of share what we've learned. I know when I've been teaching in the prison, you know, we have them, they did a 3-acre garden so that they could learn. That's still not setting up their own garden. And there's a big transition between gardening with somebody in a community and setting up your own to do it. Because it's that step, it's that mentoring step. Okay, we'll come to your house. We'll have groups of people that come to your house and we'll help you set up that first garden. I mean, those are all opportunities for income-based and growing in community. Just like Jess was talking about putting the beehives on the different farms. Well, then there's the going and checking on the beehives and mentoring the people that are there. If they're wanting to be mentored in that, and then if they're wanting them to do it for you, but there's 2 educational opportunities depending on the style that's there. And that's one of the big things, is being involved with the educational part. At least for me.
Thank you, Kathy.
Because I will be 70 this summer. 70 means mentoring to me. And I still want to create that, also the space just to sit down and be able to read a book, you know, to do some of those other things and maybe do some traveling. I know that's more wintertime activity. But that's, I love to travel to all the different farms, and I think we can make that a part of the community too, where we travel to each other's farms. Because you always get new ideas. So I'm still for the community, the CSA, but we've got to have a group of people and we got to get busy on it if that's a style that we're going to go to. And I'm not talking about a regular CSA, but a teaching CSA. I'm done.
Thank you, Kathy. That's
For now.
beautiful.
Thank you.
We're working on the food side of it as we speak. The plants are coming together, the soil's coming together. The dreams are parallel, the visions are cool. It's just really, I think, what Maggie and I are kind of moving forward in is faith and miracles. That's 2 words, if you will, that have been a lot in our conversations, faith and miracles. And that's kind of where we are, faith and miracles. And I see wow, when you're talking about money and you're talking about the traditional value icons like dollars and cents and whatever they will buy for you, the conversations that I've been having lately with the community and in behalf of the community, as well as kind of a spokesman for at least my perspective of the way the community works, has just been value creating in my being. No matter how seemingly together or tore apart my life itself seemed on this journey, recently anyway, in the last 10 years, I feel like the greatest value that I've acquired is the relationships that I have right now. And it's interesting, my children who uniquely want me are being amazed by the community that I want and that want me back. So I didn't have to leave my family to get new sisters and brothers and daughters and sons and mothers and grandmothers. I got that, and I got a community that's chosen. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful life.
All right. So I think maybe that might be a good, thank you, Mark. It's like a point to kind of just stop on for the week and ponder of like what, after hearing now what we've heard about what each other wants and desires and what they're doing to achieve that and how they're being, just be querying on, well, how could we partner? What partnerships are available? How can I empower you? Or how can I be empowered? What's available in community? So we'll start there next week.
Alrighty.
All righty.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shalom. Have a great week.
Blessings.
Shalom.
Bless Paul, I love you.
Yes, love you, Paula. Love you, everybody.
I just.
Everyone, bye. What is going on?
Thank you. Love you. Bye.